Hello everyone, we are back in the fish room and today we're looking at our 40-gallon kind of native tank. You may notice there's some Corridoras swimming around in here, specifically the black Venezuelans, and there's some Delphax in there too. But I have so many Corridoras and I love Corridoras, so I had to put some in here. But back to the quote-unquote native tank, we have rainbow shiners. If you don't know what those are these guys right here, the beautifully colored fish. And then we have what we believe rainbow darters in here as well, but honestly we're not sure. But they're kind of scattered around. So the rainbow shiners here, they come from southeastern US. They're found in streams and rivers, and as you can see, they love flow. They're just constantly swimming in the outflow of the hang-on back filter here, and they just go nuts over it. You can see the speckling here. This is kind of their breeding dress, and they are absolutely stunning when they are spawning, and they constantly flash all day long. They definitely prefer like sandy kind of gravel substrate, which is what we got going on in here. Just some medium secrete sand from Home Depot, and then a 1/4-inch pea gravel from our local landscape yard. But I just can't get over the iridescent blues, purples, pinks, reds that are just all over their body. The speckling is just outstanding. They get about 2 to 3 inches, and the males are going to be vastly more colorful. You can see there's a female right there in the middle, and the males, pretty easy to tell them apart. Now, if you're looking for ideas for an unheated aquarium, these are the guys for you. They actually prefer cooler water, so don't let it get too hot. We're talking down to 50 degrees and even lower. And make sure you don't keep them above 75 for too long. They're not going to enjoy that. I would say 75 is probably their max. pH is going to be 6.5 to 7.5. And hardness is usually not an issue with these guys. Hard, soft, I've kept them in both with no problems. And as you can see, we've just got this decorated with some wood, some rocks, some various plants kind of scattered throughout there that I'm trying out, and hopefully they do well. For filtration, obviously we have the hang on back. It's just the big Aquarium, the 75. So lots of flow. We also have a sponge filter because I think sponge filters are very important. I put them in all my tanks. They are a very peaceful fish, but they're super active, so don't pair them with anything that's going to be a little more timid, because they're not gonna enjoy the behavior. These guys are fun to watch, as you can see, just swimming around constantly. Now they're omnivores. They feed on insects, small crustaceans, algae. When you see them picking at algae, they're most likely trying to find like microorganisms in that algae. I wouldn't actually call them algae eaters at all. They love live foods. We throw mosquito larvae in here all the time. But brine shrimp, Daphnia will also be a-okay for these guys. Now in nature they spawn in the spring, but in the aquarium we can kind of condition them to spawn whenever we want. They're egg scatterers. Just get that temperature around 65, again pH around 6.5 to 7.5. Now they're egg scatters again, so you want to remove the adults. Like you can't community spawn these, so you have to either remove the eggs or the adults, and then you should be good to go. But that's about all the info I have on the rainbow shiners. Now the rainbow darters, or what I'm calling darters, they're small. The males are very beautiful. They color up constantly. I don't see any right now, of course, now that I'm filming. Oh, we got a male over here on the rock. These guys are generally fired up in the morning and kind of lose their coloration as the day goes on, and we're pretty late in the evening here, so you know, not much I can do about that. They're gonna max out at about 2.5 inches, and females again don't have much color, and the males have all the color. Just like the rainbow shiners, these come from fast flowing streams or rivers, so current definitely important. Not necessarily required, but you want to mimic their natural habitat. I would definitely just throw on a hang on back filter and you're gonna have enough flow. Temperature on these guys, they can go pretty cold as well, and I again wouldn't keep them above 75. If you have a hot day and it gets above there, like for a little bit, not a big deal, but keeping them above 75 long term is not going to do them any justice. And what makes them perfect for this tank is they're also peaceful, these little guys. I've seen no aggression with them, either conspecific or other species, and they don't bother the Corys. The Corys don't bother them, obviously, because what's friendlier than a Cory? Now, I've never spawned these, so I can't really comment on that, but I am going to try to community spawn the darters. We'll see how that works out. If anyone has spawned the rainbow darters, let me know what you're doing to get them to spawn and how you're raising them and carrying them in the comments there. So that's about all the info I got for you. Now, I absolutely love this tank. I've always wanted to do rainbow shiners with rainbow darters. I've had rainbow shiners many times over my decades in the hobby, but never rainbow darters. Like I said, this has always been one of my bucket list, I guess, biotopes slash aquariums slash whatever you want to call it. And this is easily one of the funnest tanks to watch. We recently set up a pea puffer tank. That one's actually pretty funny too. I'll put a card up here in the corner if you guys want to check that out. But this tank, I could just sit here and watch it forever. Everyone's active. The darters are always hopping around and skipping around and doing goofy stuff. They really remind me of gobies. And this is just a very enjoyable tank to watch. I highly recommend these fish if you've never kept them. They're very rewarding, and I just can't say enough good things about them. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed looking at my 40-gallon tank, and hopefully see you when I'm showing off the next tank I got, which is probably going to be our Congo spotted puffer tank. So that should be fun. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, leave a comment down below on your experience with these fish. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.